everybody, welcome into Average Joe Sports Talk. This is our weekly college football preview show. Pretty big games this week, a couple of major games, and we're going to touch on pretty much all the top 25. There's some people that's off. There's some that's playing, cupcakes. We're going to breeze through them and hit on the heavy games this week. Got a very special guest in, Mr. Mason Rule, good friend of mine, huge Tennessee ball man.
No doubt, go Vols, baby.
He's Tennessee all the way. Always has been. But the thing I like about that is, chips are down, he still sticks with them. So
that's right, baby.
And a lot of people like to jump ship. Not my man, Mason.
You got to stay true, and I just want to say I appreciate y'all having me on.
All day.
Enjoy it. Oh yeah. Glad to be here.
He's got an interesting pick this week that he's been talking to me about, and I can't wait till we get to that game. So, but without further ado, we're going to go ahead and dive in. Nick Saban called this a trap game. Number 1 Alabama on the road at Arkansas. Paul Feinbaum opened his show up and said that's absolutely ridiculous. This is a joke. It's the second worst team they're going to play all year.
I think it is a joke. It's actually the definition of a trap game for a lot of teams, but not with this team.
If you're talking about a trap game like we're trying to cover, we're trying to cover 35.
Yeah.
But at some point, at what point do you just sound silly as a coach saying something? And no, I'm not saying he's one of the greatest coaches ever.
Yeah.
But at what point are you like, okay, dude, cut that? That's crazy, man.
We all know coach speak when we hear it.
Yeah.
And this is coach speak.
35 is a lot of points. Like kind of last week, how many points is Arkansas going to score at home? Think they'll get 14?
It's possible. Last week we had 14 put up on us.
Didn't cover last week like we thought they would. It was just too many points.
Yeah.
35 is a lot in a road SEC game. Even if it is Arkansas, it's still a lot of points.
Vegas is still trying to figure these guys out because they're perfect in the first half. They've covered the first half of every game, but
Bama.
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about? Yeah.
As far as the expected point spread, but the second half is what's tricky because we're not playing our starters. We're not keeping our foot on the gas.
Well, that's a Nick Saban thing. That's what he's always done too. So it's not
Yeah.
He's done a good job of not beating people.
Right now Alabama is number 1 in the country in points per game, and I cannot imagine living in a world where this would be a close game going into the fourth quarter.
I think he's doing his typical mind games even with his own players. That's.
But at what point do the players just like, okay, dude?
This is just.
He's Lou Holtzman up at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, you always remember Lou Holtzman?
He's
your best football team I've seen in a long time.
That's it.
Well, they'll be here if you don't shut up. Quit slobbering and get out of my face. Let's move right on. Now, I don't want to. I can't wait to get this out. Mason, you calling this? Vandy is at Georgia, 26.5 point dog.
Guys, hold my phone. I'm telling you, Vanderbilt. You want to talk about a trap game? This is a trap game. Georgia's coming off a Tennessee team. Honest to God, I'm not saying it as a fan. I'm saying it as a straight up looking at logical points of the game. Tennessee gave them all they had for 3 quarters. Georgia just about didn't want anymore, and all of a sudden that depth kicked in at Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Vandy's got a little more depth than Tennessee. I'm gonna say that they're coming off playing Tennessee, going into Vandy. Let's look back 2 years ago at Coach. What's the coach's name? I can't. Georgia's
James
coach.
Franklin?
No, Georgia's coach. Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
His first year at Georgia, Vandy upset him.
It's true.
He's coming back again. Hold my phone. I'm predicting it. Vandy is going to win. With that quarterback they've got, the team's going to be the kid was hurt. They met at midfield in the game.
So you're saying straight up?
Straight up. I'm not even calling.
I thought he was going for the spread.
I'm not even calling the spread.
They do have LSU at Baton Rouge next week.
Looking ahead
game. I could definitely, if I was a gambling man, I would definitely take Vandy in this game. Simply because I don't know how many more points Georgia's going to score in 26.
That's right.
Now, can Vandy scrap around and muster up some more? They've already proved they can stay in a big game because look what they did at Notre Dame. They had that game won.
That is the game. They said. Vandy.
I don't think Georgia's head and shoulders above Notre Dame. I don't think Georgia's played nobody, and the people that they've played that's pretty decent football teams, minus a turnover here or there, like he said, depth, they could have lost both of those games.
I would say with Brandon Wimbush that Georgia is better than Notre Dame, but now that Notre Dame's got Ian Book, they've picked up their offense. I would say, look at what they did to Stanford. Notre Dame's.
I like Notre Dame this year.
Notre Dame's going to be a contender.
I'm going to throw in one more factor, and this is creeping up, and it's creeping up fast. Woods, I want your comment on this. There is a quarterback controversy brewing between the hedges.
Yeah, well, it's Justin Fields obviously was number one quarterback in the nation last year coming in. Some had Sunshine as number one, Justin Fields at number one. But Fromm, Fromm's done nothing. I mean, he ran Eason off.
Yeah.
I don't know that
turnaround's fair play.
Yeah, I don't know that Fields is like Trevor Lawrence was head and shoulders better than Kelly Bryant. I don't think it's the same in this situation. I think Fromm's pretty safe.
If they're close enough, you just leave it.
Yeah, I don't think he said. Yeah, I think Fromm's a little, but then
I
again,
think there's a contingency.
Everybody loves the backup quarterback. It's just the way it is.
Now you think about how many times Tennessee has had a backup quarterback, and we're sitting there getting our hands handed to us. Georgia's winning though, so it's not going to be as much of a push. But it may be there,
bro. Like if you look at their message boards and everything, like everybody's like, dude, this dude's clearly gives us another dynamic.
Now, if Tennessee, if Vanderbilt goes in there and gets the win, I guarantee you they'll be calling.
Yeah, they're going to be calling for his head at that point.
I tell you why I think Georgia. And I'd love to see Vanderbilt beat Georgia. I'd love to see it.
I see it happening.
But Georgia's depth at running back is so. I mean, dude, they just have freaking 200-pound running backs that are ready to run you over 3 or 4 deep. But Derek Mason
make them play sloppy though.
Yeah, Derek Mason, he's obviously a defensive guy.
Absolutely.
But they struggled against Tennessee State last week. I don't know if you noticed in that game. Who scored a touchdown receiving last week against Vanderbilt? Treon Harris.
Did he?
Really?
He's a quarterback. I mean, he's a wide receiver now.
Wow.
And he had a 60-something yard touchdown. He had over 100 yards catching. So that's where Treon's at now. He caught a touchdown against Vanderbilt last week. I think 26.5 is too much, so I do think Vanderbilt cover. I don't.
Isn't that weird how they took Notre Dame to the end and then they struggled with Tennessee State?
It's typical Vanderbilt.
Let me throw this at you.
That's typical of a low end trying to get their way up SEC team.
Let me tell you,
they play who they're playing against.
To playoff Mason, that was their trap game leading into Georgia.
Very true.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, just to tail end off Mason.
And they covered it.
Yeah.
They covered it.
We
So
had
they're
to
going in strong.
So now we had to get that one out. Y'all had to do this. Let's move on a little bit. Ohio State, 26.5 at Indiana. I don't see any letdown. I mean, show up, win the football game.
I'm still on Ohio State bandwagon. They cover easily.
All right. Number 4, Clemson is a 17-point favorite at Wake Forest. Sunshine is starting. Concussion protocol. He's clear. He's ready to go. Anybody got any tidbits on that game that you notice?
Wake Forest is tough. They're a tougher team than people give them credit for.
The
Clemson struggled until Clemson comes out and shows me every road game they've struggled in. So until they come out and show me they can do something, I'm taking them to win. Clemson to win, but Wake Forest definitely cover 17. That's my.
Wow.
I think Clemson will cover.
Not
anything towards my feelings towards Clemson, but I just think Wake Forest doesn't have the depth. But yeah, I would love to see Wake Forest. I'd love to see this be a game going in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm. I'll just say this because honestly, Wake Forest just has to cover just that little bit to cover. And like he said, I've seen nothing out of Clemson yet. I really haven't seen anything that makes me respect them. Make me say, hey, that's where they need to be ranked. And not at all this year. It's just been, poor playing. They act like they don't want to be where they're at.
Kind of like Auburn.
Yep.
Well, with their schedule, it's garbage. I mean, it's hard to get up for these garbage games.
Right.
I mean, the only game that they've really had is, they hadn't really had any. I mean, you look at Syracuse. So I'm talking about something that week you don't have to motivate.
Oh,
right.
I mean, you could say at A&M, but they were breaking in a new coach. I mean, I don't know. I hadn't seen nothing that you don't have to say a word. You show up at practice, hey, this is so-and-so week. There's been none of that.
Right.
All right, now, okay. I've took a lot of criticism for what I said, and I'm sticking to my guns. LSU, 2.5-point favorite at the Swamp, 2:30 CBS game. Shannon, you want to go first or you want me to go first?
You can go first on it.
All right. Here's why I predicted Florida. Not to tell in off Mason again, but I'm telling in off Mason again. These guys have been scraping by. These guys know they have Georgia coming next week at home. If there's ever been a trap game, you're on the road, you're a 2.5-point favorite, which lets me know two things right there. The number 5 team in the nation should be favored a little bit more than 2.5. Sign number 1. Sign number 2, they cannot get a running back. This guy called in the radio. This shows you people don't know football. A guy called in a 3-man front today, and he's like, "Man, we're rotating 4 running backs." Yeah, because you don't have one.
Yeah, I'm trying to find one.
Joe Burrow was your leading rusher last week. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. This is going to be the most athletic and dynamic defense they face. That includes against Auburn. You can go stat for stat, whatever you want to do. That includes Auburn. We've got again Reese is back. Tough sledding. C.C. Jefferson's back. You can't double him and Polite. Florida gets up the field. They don't have to blitz. We're improving in the back end. It's going to be very tough sledding. I say Florida wins this football game 20-14. In a very physical fourth quarter game, we're going to win 20-14.
I definitely agree with you. I mean, and I've seen on your post, I read a bunch of those posts, of course, and of course, there's a lot of Alabama fans on there telling us how terrible both teams are and how it doesn't matter. It's just going to be an ugly game, and Florida's offense is terrible, and well, that's all fine and dandy, but our quarterback's got nearly as many touchdown passes as your quarterback, and our running backs match up with your running back stat for stat. But again, that means absolutely nothing in this game. I'm with you. I think Florida's receivers don't get the credit they should. The defense for sure doesn't get the credit that they should since we've gotten, like you said, Reese and C.C. Jefferson back. The secondary's young. They're growing up a little bit. Getting Sean Davis back in the secondary is massive. Yeah. I mean, massive. Kids all over the place back there. Joe Burrow to me is a poor man's Nick Fitzgerald. If Fitzgerald couldn't do it at home against Florida, Joey Burrow isn't walking in here doing anything.
He ain't going to get
I promise. And he's not going to be the only. If they don't get any kind of running game, son, hang it up. I mean, we're talking 2 or 3 touchdowns because Dan Mullen, bro, I'm telling you, watch that dude. I'm sure nobody, didn't watch the whole game like we did. He orchestrated that whole freaking game, dude. Like never panic. There at the end of the half, wasn't calling timeout. So like, what the hell? What's he doing? What the heck's he doing here, dude? So I think I'm gonna go. I think Florida gets a couple field goals. I'm gonna say 27, and I'm on 13. 27-13. I'm gonna say 14 points.
I like that a lot better than my prediction.
27-30. I don't see it being a slug. They can't go toe to toe. Our running backs are so much better than theirs. They can't go toe to toe to us like that.
Stats wise, Franks is better than him.
Yeah.
But here's the X factor of all X factors. Let's say it's evenly matched. There's no way in 1700 Hades Ogeron is going to outcoach Mullen.
No.
Any platform, anywhere. I don't care what you're. I mean, this is not going to happen. And with Georgia coming there next week, are you kidding me?
And there's still bad blood from them not.
Oh yeah, about not playing us.
And that's why they're here this year again.
Right.
It's because
they caused this because we went over there and beat them.
Yep.
When they did that to Mark about the hurricane,
Plays twice. So
right.
I'm going 27. I think McPherson gets 2. I think he gets 2 field goals on the first 2 drives at 6-0. We get a pick 6, make it 13-0, and we just kind of roll from there.
I hope you're right. Let's do it, man. Let me slide it to you.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go with LSU on this.
There you go.
There we are. That's good though. Gotta go where you got.
Greedy Williams, I think he shuts down one side of the field for LSU.
Saw Greedy Williams get picked on last week though a little bit. Saw him call for a couple pass interferences and get beat once.
He's very aggressive. You got to fill out the refs, see how they're calling it. If he shuts down one side of the field, I agree with your assessment of Dan Mullins and Ed Orgeron. Now, I did say at the beginning of the year, I felt like Florida would get 9 or 10 wins. Now, what is surprising to me is how good LSU's doing. I did not see this coming, to be honest with you.
I think they're playing over their heads.
I think they are.
No way. I will bet my house. Dude, there's no way. No way. I'll bet this house on it. that they're the number 5 team in the nation.
Have they had a 100-yard rusher this year?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I mean, I know Burrow had 96 last week, I think.
You already heard that dude on the radio. He's like, man, we just rotate back.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's because you can't decide who to play.
You know, sometimes that's a good thing. Alabama, we rotate 4 running backs.
And there's another thing.
Okay, let's look at the situation right there.
Yeah.
You're talking rotating 4 starters versus rotating number 1, 2, 3, and 4 in that order off your bench.
let me ask you a question,
and
though,
just
man.
hoping.
You have to totally unbiased on this. Somebody like Burrow is completing like 40-something%. He may be in the low 50s.
Yeah, it's like 45%.
Okay.
45%.
You can't keep playing like that and win.
No, there's no way. Not against SEC teams. It's not going to happen.
No.
Hands down, it's not going to happen. And I'm going to have to just go ahead and honestly hold my phone. If I was calling this spread, and I'm going to call this now, it'd be Florida winning by 7. I'm sorry, the LSU has gone up, and they're about to hit that big roadblock. And this is coming from a Tennessee fan that cannot stand them Gators, and you know it. After the way they all come up to Knoxville and beat us like you did, I ain't happy with them. But let me tell you, the talent level, Dan Mullen's coaching, but at the end of the day, the players play the game, not the coaches. And because of that, Florida's players will win that game.
10 different receivers caught a ball last week for Florida.
Best game Frank's played.
Yeah.
He did have the
Didn't he throw a
interception.
touchdown?
He did have the interception, but as far as in between the 20s and getting us where we need to go, best passes he thrown, best control of the offense he had. And I know it's hard to say it's his best game, and he's had a 5-touchdown game, but that wasn't his best game. This was the best game
He did have 60-yarder called back that he threw deep to Trevon Grimes, and we called. And that was the game plan going in. Make the game ugly. It wasn't, hey, go out here. Franks wasn't asked to go throw for 303 touchdowns. He was asked to manage the game, keep some good field position, play good defense, have a chance to win at the end. And that's what he did.
How many times did he step into the pocket, create him another second or two, and then I'm talking about laser one over the middle for a first down on 3rd and long.
We all knew this was going to happen when Dan Mullins got the job.
He's got to learn
The offense has got to go up.
Yeah,
There's no doubt.
Well, when you got a peanut butter sandwich eating coach. The only thing he did right was he did get us a few good running backs. He did do that.
Look at his teeth.
No, dude.
Well, look, I want to go back for just a second to your 45%. When Florida came to play Tennessee, defense won that ball game.
Oh,
It had time to throw the ball.
So let's talk about the other side of the ball for just a second. Is LSU with a 45%?
Yeah, for
Going against that Florida defense
on the road where it's going to be so loud.
No.
They're going to get that.
Look at that widespread, and it's not. You can forgive it.
They're going to get that. They're going to get that old Gator crowd. That hungry, that loud, that aggressive,
Right.
95-degree, 100% humidity Florida. That's what they're fixing to
For
get.
Florida, this game right here is going to be
This is
one
Super Bowl.
that matters.
Oh, yeah.
Because Florida has come off.
We got bad blood,
just been
too.
bad, and you don't like LSU to begin with. And the fans are going to pack that stadium out. It's going to be loud. It's going to be loud like Neyland Stadium loud.
Yeah, it's going to be loud.
I look to see a few sacks in that game.
Oh, it's going to be nasty.
Oh, dude, Grant's blitzing so much, bro. But LSU's quietly become one of our most hated rivals.
Especially after the hurricane debacle. That whole thing was garbage.
Yeah.
We got to move on. We've been on this go 10 minutes. Notre Dame, -6. Now, is Notre Dame on the road at Virginia Tech?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's in Lane Stadium, -6. Give me your assessment, Josh.
I expect Notre Dame to easily cover that.
You take them right now all day, every day.
All
With
day,
Book
every
at
day.
quarterback.
Yes, with Book. Now, with Wimbush, I probably would have said they wouldn't cover. I still would like them to take the win. Even with Bud Foster, I still got them covering. And I've got a ton of respect for Bud Foster.
Would you have took Old Dominion versus Virginia Tech?
No.
That's just one of those games, though, man. I'm chalking that up, and I'm actually going to jump on that a little bit. And this is a game Notre Dame's going to lose, in my opinion. I think
Outright?
Wow. I think Virginia. I mean, it's at Virginia Tech, bro.
Wow.
I mean,
Now,
They're going to play
I'll give you
Saturday?
that. Yeah.
at Virginia Tech, Books.
I hope
first,
it's not. Is it
Books,
not game? God, I hope
But,
so.
yes,
it's
it's a
gotta
7
be.
o'clock game.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
I love not
Oh Lord! I'm
Book's
gonna have to
first game on the
completely-
road.
I'm gonna have to completely call a no-show on that because I've got Notre Dame in the top 4 that play no playoff spots.
A lot of people do.
I've got them there.
This will be the reason they don't go though, right here
What?
this week.
If you, that,
You
that's
think-
a great,
you think
that's a
that
big
the crowd-
crowd.
I think it's
But-
gonna be a couple touchdown win.
You think they're going to win by 2 touchdowns?
Yep.
Nice.
Wow.
I like
that's-
Virginia Tech at home at night. That's just too much. I've seen it too many times. I've seen FSU march in there, the number
You're right
2
about
team in the
that.
country, and just
I'm
come
gonna tell
out licking their wounds.
I'm going to tell you something to tell in on Shannon. I don't know what it is. That is one of them places, especially at night. I see them ABC games all the time.
Yep.
And
Right.
you're just sitting here and you're like, well, how is this? They just got beat by Old Dominion.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
how-
what happens. Teams get beat like that. Everybody overlooks them.
And actually, that
And
line,
then they come out
just
on
looking
top.
at
Good
that line, that line should be at least 10. At least 10.
Minimum.
And it's 6. All right. Now, I'm going to let Mason lead off on one. Mason,
All right.
Red River Shootout. Oklahoma, 7.5 favorite over Texas.
I'm gonna have to take Texas to cover. I like Texas. They're coming on the up. They're not great yet. They're not. But
They are playing good football right now.
They are scrapping and fighting for everything they've got. And I'm glad to see. I mean, honestly, look, I like competition. I wish I could see teams that fall and get back up there, that are big names where they need to be. So I can sit down on Saturday and watch a competitive football game. You know
Texas
what I
is
mean?
one of those.
And Texas is one of those teams you want to see back on top.
I agree with that.
And I'm just going to have to go ahead and take Texas to cover.
Kyler Murray is very dynamic. I think, like I said before, I think people's kind of figured out how to defend him. How do you see this game, Woods?
I just think Oklahoma's got too many athletes.
Do you think
I think they
77?
cover. I think this is probably a reality check. I do agree with you that Texas is coming back. Herman's got in the right direction, but I think the reality check comes in this week and they get manhandled probably.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Texas kind of runs out a little bit this year.
Yeah,
This is always a neutral side.
Runs out of
50-50
gas.
crowd.
yeah, running out of
They
gas
always
now.
split the
Running out of
tickets.
gas.
Tom Herman, good coach.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year, but
Probably not at Oklahoma. Maybe the year after that.
No, they always play neutral.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Dallas Cowboy Stadium, right?
yeah,
They split it 50-50.
But it's still that
No,
game.
wait,
it's
they-
like,
they
it's like
play
an
at the-
Alabama Auburn game. You can't, you know.
They played AT&T,
Cotton Bowl.
don't they?
Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, Cotton
Oh, that's
Bowl.
right.
Yeah,
That's
Cotton
right.
Bowl.
That's right.
I want you to lead this one off. This one's tricky.
Mm.
The War Eagles, Plainsmen, on the road at Mississippi State,
Oh man.
3-point line.
Who's favored?
He had to ask.
War Eagles,
that
man.
that shows you what this game is at. He had to ask who's favored. That shows you where the game is at. Oh Lordy.
That tells you where my mind's at. I've got Mississippi State to cover. 6-3.
That's going to be the final.
Wow.
No, but I wouldn't be overly shocked. You look at what Mississippi State's offense has done in the last 2 games. Look at what Auburn's offense has done. Now, as for sure as I'm sitting here saying this, they're going to put up 50 points.
Let me ask you a question. Is this one of those 11 o'clock kickoffs?
What time is the game?
If this is an 11,
2:30. Isn't it? No, we're 2:30.
no. If it's an 11 o'clock kickoff, I'm actually going to lean State.
Are you?
If it's an 11 o'clock kickoff.
I got Auburn covering by a wide margin. Moorhead he looked lost last week, bro. I was shocked.
He ain't got a chin.
So
Woods kind of
6:30.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go Auburn then.
I'm gonna go Auburn cover.
I'm going to go Auburn. I'm going to have to agree with Shannon on this one, man. Auburn covering. And by a big margin. We're not talking about a 3-point spread.
Is
We're
that like
talking
21,
about it should have been like
seven, something?
like 17-point spread. Not 3. Man, that's weak. I mean, Auburn.
That's a nasty line
Auburn's talented,
Well,
but they don't have to.
that line is
They're
set
so
like
fluky.
that for a reason.
to make you take Auburn.
Right.
It's because Auburn's garbage.
Ooh.
I've got Mississippi State covering.
He just offended
And
half our
when
fan
it's-
base.
Winning straight up.
Yeah, we're in trouble now.
All right. Woods, Rock, Chalk, Jayhawks at Will Greer and the West Virginia boys.
Boy.
28 and a half.
Golly.
They'll cover by wide. I know Kansas is a little better, but they're not. It's Will Greer having a field day.
I know
They'll
they're better than not.
Yeah, they'll win by 40.
By 40.
Yeah.
Anybody got a rebuttal on that?
No.
I'm not going to rebuttal at all because I'm going to tell you, Will Greer should be top point, and he's going to disagree, but he should be top point for the Heisman this year. That man can fling the ball. He should have, if he had never left Florida. But here's the thing, okay? Will Greer hadn't left Florida yet, so I'm saying.
Yeah, we need him.
You needed him to go.
Yeah.
You needed him to go.
Thank you, Will Greer, for getting caught, taking some over the
and
counter.
leaving, you know. But it is what it is.
Alabama players don't juice, but you were juicing. Man,
Yeah,
thank you for leaving.
Yeah, but you know, but
It's a deer antler spray.
I'm gonna have to say, West Virginia, I've got them in my top 4 at the end of the year in the playoff bracket.
Now that's 2 spots you've already got filled up with Notre Dame and West Virginia.
There's no
I
doubt.
like where his head's at.
There's no doubt.
I'm getting kind
Can
of
I
excited.
ask you who you got the other 2
Before we go
spots?
any
You can go ahead and hear it. You want to hear the other 2 spots? It's Alabama and Ohio State. Alabama, Ohio State, Notre Dame,
I'd love
West
to see Will
Virginia.
Greer up against Alabama's defense.
That would be amazing.
That'd be fun.
Fun game.
I think they'd probably hold him to about 45, somewhere in that range.
Probably so.
All right, so
They shut him down.
Washington's 21-point favorites at UCLA. Woods, see anything in that game that intrigues you at all?
No, they'll beat the crap out of I'm so glad we did not get Chip Kelly.
From the looks of things so far, I'm kind of glad we didn't get Frost.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I mean, I thought
But he went in the garbage, man. He went
that's
in
his
the
own
garbage.
fault.
Mullen-
He should have known that.
Mullen pretty much went in the garbage.
Y'all still had better. Y'all still had far better talent base than.
But, well, you
Nebraska.
say that, we didn't get one of the top 30 players in our own state in the last recruiting
Well, I
process.
agree with that, but what
You know what I'm
what has
saying?
Nebraska recruited? Nothing.
Well, I mean, they got some cornbread guys from
Yeah,
up
but
there.
I mean that's just what it's. You know, that's
Dirty
that's
Watts.
the cornbread fed boys.
Kent State at Penn State, thrashing.
Yeah.
Defending national champs are off the board favorite, I believe, against SMU.
Wow.
Somebody's hurt because my SMU's not that bad.
Yeah.
Somebody's got.
Well, I mean, it may have a spread now. It didn't
Oh,
earlier
yeah.
this week when I wrote that down. Anything else you guys see down through here, like Utah? Is it Utah at Stanford?
Utah, Stanford.
Yeah.
Stanford comes back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
so.
yeah.
I think they're going
There's no
to
doubt.
thrash them.
They come back home. Palo Alto and
Nebraska at Michigan.
Michigan covered by a wide margin.
I really think Scott Frost may get it together against Michigan, have them boys rally, not win, but at least cover.
I think Harbaugh he'll want to beat Scott Frost by as many points.
I agree with that, but
You
at the
think
same
so?
time, I think Frost. This is big for Frost in Nebraska.
It's
Michigan
big,
is
yeah.
a big game. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Kentucky.
Oh yeah,
At
that's,
A&M.
hey, I like Kentucky. For
Kentucky
real.
at A&M. Let's definitely talk about that one for a minute.
I like Kentucky.
Joshua, you tell me a little bit. How do you see that game playing? And you know what's the point line? What's the line on that one?
Texas A&M 6.5, I think.
What?
Really? They
Yeah.
wow. I'm
Now,
leaning
yeah.
on Kentucky right now.
Let's see here.
I'm leaning. I'll tell you this. I'm leaning on Kentucky to win the West.
Texas A&M -6.
Are you?
Yeah,
In the
no
East.
doubt. The East, I mean, yeah.
How much? You think it's a 6?
Texas A&M's -6.
Wow.
Now that's against Texas A&M's unranked. Kentucky's ranked 13, undefeated. Texas A&M's favored.
Kentucky's covered every single week.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing, dude. A&M's front. I think Benny Snell will get his, but I think this is the week reality comes in, sets in on them too. I think. I don't know if it'll be 6.5 points worth, but I think they lose a close one on the road at A&M. Respectable loss. You know, what I mean, it's not like it's going to be a.
Yep.
They still would control their own destiny at
Right.
Georgia.
Because Georgia's going to lose to Vandy.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. I mean,
I'm for
I
real.
don't have the guts he does to pick that. I could very easily see this be a scrappy, ugly, nasty, fans booing at halftime type game.
Yep.
I mean, I could see that.
I didn't mean to cut you off on the one we were on, but I apologize
yeah, no,
for that.
It's me. Oh no.
A&M is the best 2-loss team in the country.
Jimbo's
Yeah,
not
they're
going to let
good. They're
Kentucky.
good.
Jimbo's not going to let Stoops beat him, bro. That's
I mean, they've lost 2 games and it's the number 1 Alabama, number 2 Clemson.
yeah.
So
I think A&M
Number
wins.
2 Clemson can't hold much money. Not yet.
So you got more faith than straight up Jimbo not letting this game get away at home.
with that being said, I think Kentucky covers and wins straight up.
Look at
Absolutely, man.
Oh,
Wow.
you turn.
Let me tell you, nobody goes to Kyle Field and gets a win, an easy win.
Except Kentucky.
But with that being said, I know I played it up with Clemson going into Kyle Field. I don't think going to Kyle Field is going to bother this Kentucky team.
I think this Kentucky
Benny Snell, this offensive line is a great offensive line. The holes they provide, Benny Snell. Now, Benny Snell is going to get his. He's good. But look at the offensive line and defensive line play of Kentucky. And they could play, I think, in the trenches with anybody in the country.
One curveball I'll throw at you is, and here's another reason I think they won't win, is they're used to being the underdogs. They're used to, and I understand they're the underdogs still, 6.5 points, but they're really getting their head pumped up right now. And how do they handle success?
But that's my whole point. We've never seen a Kentucky winning team.
No.
In 30 years, as a Tennessee fan, I've never seen, and they're supposed to be one of our rivals, but I've never feared them playing.
Let me throw this at you, Mason. It's the way they're doing it. There's not no gimmicky offense, not no Tim Couch style. There ain't no Hal Money. These are just line up. We're going to run a football.
They jumped out last week though, and 24-0, and then finished 24-10. So they're still not a well-oiled machine that can just put you away.
I don't know that they didn't go ahead and just slow it up right then. I don't know.
I was talking about Barber, and he likes Kentucky, and he brought up a point that I had not thought of. He didn't say he knew it for a fact. He just kind of said, "I wonder if." He said, "I wonder if old Bobby's over there helping Mark at home."
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what?
You know he's a
they're
consultant.
on. Well, they're not. I mean,
he's a
consultant. If it was my brother,
Yeah.
I'm on the phone with him every week. You know,
So
he's at least a consultant.
I may be there.
You agree with that?
I may be there.
He's at least a
press
consultant.
office.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I hadn't thought about that. But Bob may be giving some pointers here and there.
Rather than the big game, he's going to lose this weekend then.
Yeah, if that's the case, yeah.
Two games,
Right.
and we'll shut it down. And how embarrassing is it we went this far in the show, not even mentioned this game yet. FSU at Miami.
Miami trounces them losers.
Yeah.
Now, but here's what's funny about that. If this show had taken place in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, we'd have led with this.
Right, absolutely.
Now it's just an afterthought. I mean, it's because both teams are atrocious.
That's got to feel good for you guys.
Well,
it's awesome.
The recruiting wise, yes, because when you had the penny loafer bandit down there, I'm not even gonna say his name on the show. I refuse to. The penny loafer, bucktooth, buttertooth bandit down there, he couldn't go in somebody's house and get none of those kids. Now we're about to clean up. I mean, Mullen walks in there with a pair of J's on and a grill.
Right now you're competing with UCF.
Yeah, because they're defending national champs. I mean, you gotta compete against them. Everybody thinks that Miami's gonna trounce them.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
One other side note, that Stanford line's only 5. Utah, I mean, at Stanford only 5. That's kind of strange, bro. That's a strange line.
I think Stanford getting the win this week, I think that will be a testament to how good this Notre Dame team really is. Because, I mean, that wasn't a close game in the second half.
No, it was
obvious that Notre Dame was the better team.
Now, last game we're going to touch on, and we'll shut it down. Arizona State at Colorado is only 2.5 point line.
Wow, what? Really?
Colorado playing some good ball this year.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, it's a weird.
Since when have we talked about anybody talked about the Buffaloes being legit?
Since Darian Hagan and Eric Bieniemy that I know of, right?
We're talking about years. It's like, you know.
I mean, that's the last time they nationally.
They're not nationally.
Yeah, they play for the Big 12.
Oh yeah.
But still,
it was weird, but
but I mean like a consistently.
it was kind of like a slide in type deal. But
Cordell Stewart.
Good thing we're on average.
Arizona State all day long.
Anybody else?
Not betting against Herm Edwards.
Anybody else got anything intriguing about this week's games you want to throw out?
I'm hung up. Other than
I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
Here's the thing about it.
I enjoyed it.
We want you on. The Vols has got a big game.
No doubt. I'm gonna try and get
Don't
back
they play
on.
the War Eagles next week?
Yeah,
we don't want you to give
I'm
anything
not
away.
gonna talk about that yet, but we're looking at Tennessee going into their little stadium.
Is it at Jersey?
Into their little stadium.
Their little tiny stadium.
They do got Eagle it.
Well, you know, I like Eagles, but you know, even the Eagle got to go down sometime. Not to say nothing, but even the Eagle got to go down sometime.
Do you think? Well, we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah, let's leave that game alone for next week.
Tempting.
Tempting.
It is very tempting because that's a game you want to see.
So With that being said, Mr. Shannon Woods, nothing else, brother?
Nope. Good.
Everybody, okay, here we are. Average Joe Sports Talk. We are about to shut this one down. Please hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell right beside it for the notification when new videos drop. Gator chomp them out. Good night.
Go Vols, baby.